Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. And welcome, guys. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Okay, right now I'm ready. I just put the backlights on there. So, on this cold day, as you can see, I'm wrapped up today. I'm feeling cold today. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Hope you guys are happy with the football results. As you can see, I've got my scarf on, got a top on, got my jubba on, got my woolly hat on, got all my layers on, staying warm. Wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan, Mashtrak. Long time no see, my brother. Long time no see. I hope you're well, enjoying yourself. And Irfan B, wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan. Welcome. I hope you're having a good time enjoying the cold weather. In fact, today's weather, to tell you what the temperature now is actually right now. It is where I live. Come on, -2 degrees. -2 degrees. And it feels like -3. Yeah, so it's going to be freezing. I don't think there's going to be any cycling tomorrow. Too cold to go cycling, too dangerous. Right, so England are out of the World Cup. Ahlan wa sahlan. That was expected of them. And Morocco are still in the World Cup into semi-finals. Inshallah, the Muslims will win. Inshallah, Morocco will win. I'm not really a big supporter of football, but it's a kind of like a political thing now, isn't it? It's like Muslims have got to the top, first African country to get to the semi-finals. Yeah, it's a big historical moment, and for Muslims as well. What do you guys say? What do you guys think? Do you guys are you guys keeping up with the scores, or are you just checking in and out? By the way, I got some new tea today. This tea is a new tea from Malaysia. It's actually corn tea. Corn. Never ever heard of corn tea. Well, now you heard of it. Corn tea. Yeah. So very happy with the results. Yeah. Yeah. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Yeah. For football is like that. Football, you never know who's gonna win. It's always one of those kind of strange ones. You can guess. You might think, oh, France might win the World Cup, but it's all. What is this? This is basically a live stream Q&A where I try to answer questions that you guys ask. So you guys can ask here, or you can actually ask on Curious Cat. So Curious Cat is for anonymous. Yeah, those of you guys want to ask anonymously, you can ask over there as well. Right. Okay. Curious. Yes, cat. Right, so let's start off with the questions then that you guys have been asking. And first of all, we start off with, let's see, let's go back 7 days. 7 days of questions. Right. Does the hadith about plagues not entering Medina contradict the fact that COVID has gone to Medina and other plagues historically? So, first of all, before we actually answer this question, what we have to understand about hadith is every hadith that we read, we have to understand, first of all, did the Prophet ﷺ say it? Yeah. Okay. And if he said it, who was he saying it to? Was he saying it to all the Muslims, or was he saying it to only a group of people? What did he mean by what he said? And when did he say this? And why did he say this? These are roughly like 5 things that you can, and there's a few more, but these are like 5 things that every single hadith you can actually look at. Once you understand this kind of approach to the hadith, you'll understand that hadith have context behind it. It's not just a statement that is used universally. Every statement is not a universal statement. That's basically the easy way to understand it. In fact, let me just go on Instagram just before I forget. So that's basically what the rule is when you're approaching hadith. Now, once you've understood this, then you can understand how hadith works, right? So, for example, when this hadith that you're mentioning about the plague, it's not straightforward as all plagues in the world, right? There were many plagues that did affect Medina. In fact, in the time of the Sahaba, yeah, there were in the year 60 after Hijrah, there was a few plagues that spread in Medina. What the hadith is talking about is a certain type of plague. There's a certain type of plague, there's a certain type of that's talking about, and that could be coming in the future. We don't know. Or it might have been talking about some sort of a plague that had spread earlier on. We have no idea. So whenever we look at hadith, which refer to these kind of things, like natural phenomena, then we have to understand it with context as well. Yeah. So does the hadith about plague not entering Medina contradict the fact? No, the hadith is not about all plagues, and COVID is not a plague. The hadith. Next question then. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. My parents have taken life insurance policy, and the contract is such that if we want to break it, we lose everything we paid, and we would possibly be in severe debt. What should we do in this case? As I know, yeah. So okay. So, salam. Okay, continue. Continue with the payments until you can leave the contract and get back your capital. Yeah, so the basic idea is that as long as you get back your capital, it's okay. The excess would have to be given away in charity. Salam, as a father, can I change my newborn daughter's nappy and bathe her? Of course you can. Salam, yes, you can. Of course you can. A father has the right to do that. Okay, let's answer some of your questions here then. Assalamu alaikum, Zainab. Ahlan wa sahlan. I'm very well. Thank you very much for asking, Zainab. Do you have snow on your end? No, we don't have any snow. But the roads are a bit icy and cold, very cold outside. Bitter cold. I think up north, where you guys are, is it snowing? Because I've seen some pictures of people with saying that it's been snowing up north. Okay, let's just go on Instagram. Q&A Saturday. Okay, let's go. Okay, ahlan wa sahlan, people of Instagram, welcome. Right, Dina, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dina, ahlan wa sahlan. If a woman takes the pill to stop her period for Umrah, but she still starts, can she carry on taking them to stop it? So the rule basically is that the blood, when the blood appears, if the blood appears, first of all, in the days of her normal habit, this will be considered as being hayd, irrespective of whether that blood was initiated because of natural reasons or because of taking a pill. So if she starts bleeding and she takes the pill, when she stops the pill, if the gap between the bleeding before taking the pill and the bleeding after taking the pill is less than 15 days, that means that entire blood will be counted as being continuous bleeding. In which case it's going to affect her salat and her tawaf and all that kind of stuff. So if the gap between the two bleedings is large, right, between the two bleedings is considered to be large, then in that case, like 15 days or more, then it's fine. Then it won't be considered to be hayd. Yeah. Does that make sense? So yeah. So if she does, I mean, I've spoken to some doctors and they've said the pill isn't really good for everyone. It has side effects for a lot of women. They should be careful taking these pills. Yes, lots of snow here. Ahlan wa sahlan, mashallah. Shukr. I hope you guys continue having it. We don't get any. Yeah, snow. I hate snow. I mean, I used to like it when I was young, but when we get snow now, I get pains. My joints start hurting. So for me, snow is just when you see snow, just remember I'm going to be in pain. Wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan, Aziz. Do you know where I can buy the book poem in Hanafi fiqh by Sayyid Sheikh Abdul Ghani Nablusi Kifayat al-Ghulam? No, unfortunately, I don't. You might have to check somewhere online. Maybe if you contact Azhar Academy or Zakaria bookstores, Azhar Academy, maybe they might be able to help you. I think there's a PDF available of it online, but I'm not sure where you can purchase. But you'll have to contact one of the bookstores. Online, I'm sure online, if they send it to the UK, you probably will most likely be able to purchase it from one of these Arab bookstores. Nuski, mashallah, Maulana, ahla wa sahlan. Long time, my brother, long time. I hope you guys in Canada are enjoying your nice cold weather, Canadian cold weather. Yeah, mashallah. By the way, guys, this is corn tea. Have you ever heard of corn tea? Well, this is corn tea. As soon as you're putting it near your nose and you take a smell, it smells like corn, like proper corn. It smells like. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all, guys. It tastes very nice, very, very nice. Boxing MMA. Can we combine Zohar and Asr time at work as I do not have a break in Zohar time? So is it possible for you to ask your boss if you can get 5 minutes just to pray your fard? If you can, then you should do that. Or if you can get your break between the one shadow and two shadows, you pray the Zohar and Asr at that time. Yeah, miss you too, Maulana. Miss you too, and I hope you're well. Hope your family's good. Yeah, and one day, inshallah, I need to come to Canada, bro. I need to start running with a moose. Yeah, what do you call it? What's the plural of moose? Is it mooses? Yeah, I don't want to kind of say mice. Is it better to say assalamu alaikum rather than salam? They're both fine. Both are considered to be fine. Like in the Quran, when Ibrahim alayhi salam, qalu salama. Yeah, qalu salaman. Although that's not really considered to be like assalamu alaikum. But it's permissible because it's just an abbreviation. It's just like a short dua that you're making. So salam, you know what you're talking about. Otherwise, both are considered to be permissible. Oh, mashallah, Saeed, jazakallah khair for your kind donation. Saeed, mashallah, may Allah bless you. Saeed, my cousins, guys. This is my cousin, you know what I'm saying? So cousins always come first. Jazakallah khair. Saeed, I hope you're keeping well, keeping out the cold. Yeah, like me wrapped up in my scarf and in my thick jumper and like 7-8 layers of clothing. Jazakallah khair for your kind support to the channel. Aman wa alaikum assalam. Can you buy a MacBook on credit 24 months, no interest, but maybe risk of interest not paying? Yes, you can. So long as you guarantee you're not going to be going into interest. For sure, yes. If she takes the tablets for 15 days, then starts again, would that be okay? Yes. Yeah, that bleeding, then that gap in the middle would have caused the two bleedings to be disjointed, separated. Or would she have to continue taking tablets for the amount of her normal? No, just for 15 days. It would be. That just for 15 days. Yeah, so today, guys, what did you guys think of the result about England out? Shukr, I'm happy that England are out. Yeah, because they've got, I don't know, they've got like some chip on their shoulder this year. And they usually mess up in the knockouts anyway. It's just going to be extra stress, I think, for us to have to watch them in the semi-finals and get more stressed. Naveed Rahman, so would you be fulfilling the sunnah by merely saying salam? Of course, why not? Yeah, because salam is short for assalamu alaikum. Usallimu salaman, salaman. Yeah, it's like maful mutlaq. So Naveed, have you studied Arabic grammar? So it's like short for salam. Usallimu salaman. Yeah. When the people enter Jannah, qalu salaman, salamun alaykum, salam. So sometimes the Arabs, they miss out words and sentences as well. And even Umar radiallahu anhu, in some of his letters, he writes at the end, was salam. He just says was salam. So it's fine. It's not like a big issue. See, what happens is general public, when they hold on to like a particular like a teaching that they're used to from a young age, they consider that to be the most important thing. Like, you know, things like I don't know, passing something with the right hand. They consider that to be like almost like fard. Like when you pass someone something, you have to give it in the right hand. You can't give it in the left hand. Or for instance, like, you know, having a topi on your head when you're reading the Quran or something like that. So these kind of things are just general practices. Some of them are good to do. They're not necessarily obligatory to do. So it'll be fine. Is this a Hanbali rukhsa? I thought there is a possibility of paying interest. You cannot agree to the contract. So Mufti Taqi Usmani has a full, like, detailed explanation on this regarding a person who does not go into a fasid. So basically, this is a bit of a detail. Like, I'm not going to go into the details of this, but the Hanafis say, according to Hanafis, if you get into a bay'ul fasid, interested bay'ul fasid, a bay'ul fasid, as long as you have not initiated the bay'ul fasid, then you drop the condition. The bayt becomes sahih again. Yeah, so it's like if you've done khiyar shart and you agree on 4 days khiyar shart, Abu Hanifa doesn't, and then you drop the 4th day, the bayt is sahih according to Abu Hanifa. Morocco, yes. Alaikum assalam. I'm happy to see you again. Alhamdulillah, my brother Farid. Alhamdulillah. Kuwa na usiku mwema from Nairobi. Have a blessed night. That's it, man. That sounds so exotic. Yeah, I probably just messed it up with my Birmingham accent there. Yeah, but you know, it just sounds proper. Akuna Matata. That's the only Swahili I know. Akuna Matata. Unapiko chakula gani? I know that as well. Your go-to book for fiqh from the early sources. My usual go-to book is Mabsut Sarakhsi. Yeah, Mabsut Sarakhsi is the one. Or Muhit al-Burhani. Or Fatawa Tatarkhaniya. Those are the usual, I think, 3 for the early sources. Maybe Badai Sanai as well to add to that. Sheikh, how do we know what we should prioritize from Nawafil? For example, should we prioritize, say, our own Hifdh al-Quran over helping the Muslim community? I don't know. It's a good question. I think I would say that you should, like, focus on something that you are inclined towards. Yeah. So something that you're inclined towards, focus on that and do a bit of the other as well. So focus. So if you're more into Nawafil and personal ibadah, that's good. But also do a bit of community work as well. And if you're more into community work, focus more of your time in community work and a little bit in other things as well. I would say. What would you say? You tell me, guys. What would you say? Because I remember once Imam Malik, rahimahullah, man came to him and said, you talk about fighting in the battles and you talk about fasting and you talk about nawafil and all these things, and I never see you do all these things. And he said, Allah sustains people with actions just like He sustains them with sustenance. So sometimes Allah will give someone lots of sustenance, and Allah will give them less. And sometimes Allah will inspire one person to do a lot of, like, let's say, charity work or being an imam in a masjid or teaching or something else. Some people, Allah will give them nawafil, fasting, going for hajj, going for umrah, taking care of the community, all that kind of stuff. So he said, I'm inclined towards teaching. So it's that kind of thing. Not everyone has to do the exact same. It's not like a uniform in Islam where everyone has to do exactly the same nawafil, wherever you're inclined towards. I remember as a child being told off for not saying salam properly, then missing prayers. Yeah, I think that's generally what happens in our communities. Arnaut, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, my brother Arnaut. كيف الحال يا أخي الحبيب. Dina, you're welcome. Aman, where are you based? I'm based in Birmingham. Birmingham. Can you guys tell from my accent? Can you tell from my Birmingham accent? You don't want to hear Birmingham accent. Trust me, it gives me such boost of confidence. I reckon it's going to be Argentina versus Morocco in the final. Yeah, I think so. But I think in the final, I think if Morocco get to the final, I doubt they're going to win the final. Argentina is going to win if they do get to the final. Argentina. That's what I think. Arnaut, ahlan wa sahlan. If someone who's never done Hajj does Umrah in Shawwal and then returns back to if someone who's never done Hajj does Umrah in Shawwal and then returns back to his homeland, does Hajj become compulsory upon him? Did he make intention for Hajj? If he made an intention for Hajj, then yes, it becomes compulsory. If he didn't make an intention for Hajj, then no. Ya Allah. NS wa alaikum assalam. This Jum'ah, the Imam went on beyond the Mithal Awwal time. Then immediately after the Jama'ah, they said the Adhan for Asr and offered Asr almost as Jama' invalid. Invalid, what should be done? It's fine. It's done. I mean, he should. I personally would not have gone over Mithal. Yeah, but it's possible. It's possible. Because that time between the Mithal Awwal and Mithal Thani, that's like a shared time according to one qawl in the madhab. Sheikh, have you ever visited Turkey? No, I have not visited, but I would love to visit. In fact, I would even love one day to even move to Turkey. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I would like to move to Turkey one day. If I can maybe like become more dedicated to the YouTube channel, and then I can basically be anywhere around the world. Maybe Turkey might be the thing. Maybe just focus everything on my online content, and then give up my job, and just do that. And then I can live in a nice hot country. Yeah, enjoy hot weather. Maybe, inshallah. Who knows? Only Allah knows what's in store. Wa alaikum assalam, Yusuf Dawood, ahlan wa sahlan wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What type of music is haram? Any music is haram. Generally, the scholars say all music is haram unless it has some sort of functional purpose, like a ringtone or little jingles or something of that sort. That's what they say. So again, there are some differences in different types of music as well. Don't say that. Morocco for the win, inshallah. Yeah, but it's just my gut feeling. Sharif, wa alaikum assalam, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother from America, New Jersey. Wagwan, man. Wagwan, bro. Like the Jamaicans say, Wagwan. Kaif, yeah, Sharif. I just pray Morocco win against France. That would be such a deserved slapping, inshallah. Yeah, definitely. See, the thing is, what we have to remember as Muslims is success is never ever measured in a fight. Even in battles, like Allah says in the Quran, Tilkal ayyam nudawiluha bayna nas. Those are the days that we will shift them from side to side. Sometimes they're gonna win and sometimes they're gonna win. That's never ever gonna be a measure whether you're right or wrong. So if that's never gonna be a measure in war, that whoever wins, it doesn't necessarily mean they are on the truth or they are the successful ones. Then what do you think about a football match? So football match doesn't really mean much. It's basically football matches. 11 people. Let's say all Muslims, 2 billion Muslims, let's say, are supporting 11 players on a pitch. Do those 11 players represent all 2 billion? Of course not. There are going to be football players in the world or Muslims in the world who are much better than these. There are going to be players in Morocco who are going to be much better than these 11. But it's just through opportunity and through just circumstances, they were able to, get onto the pitch. That's how we have to look at it. So if they win, it doesn't mean that we're at a loss. And if they lose, it doesn't mean we're losers at all. Obviously, when Muslims win, you kind of get that morale boost around the world, and people. It lasts for a few days, isn't it? It's like the fizzy pop effect, where you just shake the bottle and you just open it, and then all the fizz comes out. It's like that kind of effect. So it's nothing really kind of that's going to change anything. Like, nothing's really going to change in the world. It's just one of those nice, warm feelings you get inside. What do you guys say? What are the prerequisites of doing masa on my shoes? The shoes have to come to your ankles, and yeah, that's it. So long as they come to your ankles, that should be fine. Sheikh, we need your khidmah here in the UK, please. Inshallah, inshallah. Yeah, but the cold weather gets to me. Cold weather. I don't like UK cold weather. Me don't get on. Yeah, I like hot weather. Nice hot weather. I love hot weather. Yeah, I would love to live in like in a desert environment. I'd get bored, obviously. I'd miss fish and chips and I'd miss all these kind of things, but I like hot weather. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad Mullah. Ahla wa sahla. Mullah, what's happening, bro? Hope you are well and warm in good health. Alhamdulillah, I'm very good. Thank you very much. I've got this is my new tea. My brother, my beloved brother from another mother, Sufyan, has sent to me. It's corn tea. It's apparently made from corn from Malaysia. So imagine corn tea. I don't know if you guys have ever had corn tea, but this tastes quite nice. Okay. M. Faizan wa alaikum assalam. How come body parts are feminine in Arabic? Like, is there a reason or is it just taken to be? Yeah, it's just taken to be. I mean, there might be like a reason that some people speculate, but I haven't really found anything which is categorical about this. It's just all body parts apart from your eyebrows and your cheeks are considered to be. So all body parts that come in twos, apart from eyebrows and cheeks, are considered to be feminine. Yeah. So hands are feminine, eyes are feminine, ears are feminine, and feet are feminine. Is there a reason? How do we know if we are reading into science too much or is some messages, signs about stuff in our life? Yeah, so generally, see, human beings, naturally, human beings have this tendency to find patterns in things. That's just a natural human thing. It's like humans like to see faces in things. So from a young age, every time you see two dots that are the same distance from each other, and you see below it another dot, you always just think of a face. This is just a normal thing humans have. The thing is that these kind of signs, they might mean something, they might not mean something. So Islam doesn't really kind of endorse anything. It just says, don't ever think, that they're negative, right? Always try to take some positive meaning out of it, right? So this helps you mentally, helps you to become more positive about life, right? So some people become very paranoid about certain signs, very sort of like superstitious. So we don't believe in superstition. Right, next. How was the talk today? I saw you put up a talk up. Sheikh Zaid Mahmoud came down. How was it? Is qasida being considered as music? Qasida. I personally have never been a fan of qasida. I don't know which qasida you're talking about. If you can explain to me what you mean by qasida. Moose derives from a Native American language. It keeps the same plural ending it had in the original language instead of adopted. Ah, I see. Moose is moose. So one moose and two moose and three moose, like sheep. Who misses fish and chips in Turkey? The local food is amazing. I miss it. Trust me. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Let me know if you are free during the day on the coming Tuesday, paying Birmingham Sharif a quick visit. Come down, inshallah. Why not? Come down, my brother. Come down. Let me know, inshallah, when you're here. What time you're there? Even if it's for a little while. Sheikh, you should move to Suriname. Nice weather, Hanafis, and they need religious leadership like Suriname. All right. What's the population like there? Suriname. That's the Muslim population in Suriname. Muslim population. All right. 13.5%. Okay. Tribal. Interesting. Okay. Might pay a visit. South America. That sounds good. Irfan B. I've seen some answers online take into consideration the source of the income and the job role, and others only focus on the job itself. Is there a difference of opinion in the Hanafi school? Sorry, what was the question, Irfan B? If you can, I can't. I don't understand what the question was originally. You can elaborate on that, inshallah. Is mu'annath? It's mu'annath sama'i. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Ahlan wa sahlan, my brother. I've recently started your surf course. Need prayers and please give some advice. I've previously done basic Quranic grammar lectures of Amir Suhaid. Excellent, excellent. Just keep practicing, and I would say read as many kids' books as you can. That is probably one of the best things to do. Are you doing any talks? So in Sufa, not in Sufa, but I'm going to do a talk in Wednesbury, which is just close to Birmingham, just outside of Birmingham, in Wednesbury. Not this Tuesday, or the Tuesday after, inshallah. The Tuesday after, I think this is the 20th, and the 20th of December, inshallah. I'm going to be talks on Muslim identity. It was beautiful. I loved the event, and Sheikh Saab delivered it exquisitely. Alhamdulillah, 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 mashallah. How's is it snowing over there as well in Blackburn? Do you guys have snow over there? Is Sufa still doing any part-time alim course? Yes. It's called the Heirs of the Scholars course. Heirs of the Scholars. Intakes, they have intakes in September, inshallah. All right, let's see some more questions then. Over here. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I do not have friends I regularly speak or meet with who would be considered my circle of influence when it comes to the hadith. You are on the religion of your friends. Would you, my teachers, classmates? Yes. Yes. Teachers, classmates, even online interactions would fall under that. Right. Sharif, wa alaikum assalam, my brother Sharif. What is the wisdom in Allah using kitab referring to Quran and not any other words in Arabic that mean book in Arabic and balagha aspect? So I mean, I haven't really kind of looked into too much of this. So what I would say is, basically, you look into the word kitab. It means something that's written down, and generally, the Arabs, whenever they would have something written down, it meant something that was solid, permanent. So if something was meant to be like permanent, it was written down. So when they would say this thing is written, meaning this thing is solid, permanent. So wherever the word kitab comes, there it comes for this, like in the legal sense. It's like the kitab, the book of law, the official document from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've actually, thanks to my cousin Saeed, I've actually started a crypto account. Yeah. So, okay, just need to. Okay, that's it. Copy and paste address here. We'll do. Okay, excellent. Jazakallah khair. Yeah, so 1 second, let me just send him this. Yeah, I started that. So see how that goes. Okay, so I will do that inshallah, Said, after, or maybe tomorrow, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Is the Wednesbury talk open for all? Yes, it's open for all. I don't think it's registration. It's just in a local masjid. Is snowed loads during the day last night. Seem to have stopped now, but can't say it won't snow again. Allahu Akbar. Shukr, I didn't come to Blackburn. Shukr. Wa alaikum assalam, my brother Muhammad. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. Kya hal hai? You're welcome, Dina. A priori, if the menses of a woman start shortly after entering into ihram and she wanted to do umrah, must she wait until the end of her period, or can she do tawaf and pay them? Yes, she can do tawaf and pay them. Yes, she can do that. And obviously, if she's still in Makkah and her period stops, she can actually repeat the Umrah again. Then no need to, and the Tawaf again, no need to pay them. Sheikh, I had someone suspicious taking pics of my house and neighbors. Make du'as over. Famous, bro. All right, you have become famous. You have paparazzi. Paparazzi, bro. They're coming and they want you, right? Yeah. Inshallah, it should be okay. Just read your du'as. Inshallah, Allah will protect you. Yeah, read your morning du'as, evening azkar. Inshallah, Allah will protect you. Sometimes you get these kind of people, thieves going around with. I remember in my area somewhere, someone put up. You have those next door neighbor apps, and people put stuff up. So on there, it was like written down, like someone said, there's a drone going around, and some of these thieves, what they do is they take drones and they look whose cars on the drive or what kind of cars they are for them to steal. So unfortunately, these kind of things happen. But inshallah, read the du'as, and inshallah, you will protect it, inshallah. Aman, what are the main points of fiqh to consider when going into crypto? The main thing to consider is as long as that particular type of crypto has reached a stage where now it's considered to be acceptable by a lot of places. So once there's a large acceptance of it, that's what is going to be considered, as long as it's backed up by a lot of people. So it's not just considered to be something which is like it just imagined, or it just exists theoretically. It doesn't have any physical acceptance. AC wa alaikum assalam. What is your advice to a layman who is confused by a lot of the social media arguments about whether Allah is established above the throne? To ignore them, my brother. Honestly, my brother AC, ignore them. The Sahaba never argued over these matters. Allah has said in the Quran, istawa al-arsh. He never said above the throne. Yeah, he never said above the throne. He did not say. He said istawa al-arsh. If anyone says to you that istawa al-arsh means above the throne, that person is an innovator. They are innovating a meaning which the Sahaba never ever said. Just say, look, I just believe in the verse, whatever it means, Allah knows best, and I believe in it, and just carry on. Just like our grandmas and our uncles and aunties, they never went into these little details, and they accepted them. It's weird. We're living in a time where there's so many challenges Muslims are facing, but Muslims want to try and test people whether they're still Muslim or not. Yeah, that's a sad phase that is. Oh, I went to my Instagram. Chale bhai. Inna lillah. Instagram got lost. Okay, let's get back then. Discord. Sheikhs, Jazakallah khair. But I have found your way of teaching really useful. Kindly guide me. What lessons should I take after the self lessons? 7 lessons are left. So, what have you done so far, Sheikhs? What have you covered? Assalamu alaikum and Islam. If I made an oath to Allah that every time I smoke a cigarette, I'll give 100 to charity, can I count some pre-made charity subscriptions? The total? No. Anything you done pre-made is going to have to be in the future. Yeah, it's going to have to be in the future. So anything in the future, it would come under that. Irfan B, sorry, for example, if someone works in an insurance firm but works in HR, I've seen some answers say that it is permitted, others say no. Yeah, so basically the rule is that if the job is directly connected with that specific insurance company, that it cannot be applied anywhere else, then that sort of a job is not permitted. So cashier of the insurance company, or the one who is involved in making record of those kind of accounts, etc. But if it's considered to be something which is a generic job, like HR is a generic job that applies in all places, then that's okay. Is there a difference of opinion on the matter? Yes, that's what it is. NGL, I've tried to so much today, so got some good experience of driving. Oh yeah, be careful. Yeah, when driving in the snow, let me tell you what to do. Always keep it in low gear. Yeah, try to keep it in low gear. And if you ever sort of like, have a car that's coming towards you, just brake, release your accelerator, and just tap on your brake. Don't push your brake down fully because you'll skid, and then you won't be able to control your car. You want to be able to control your car and try to move into a place that's safe. These are like tips that I've learned myself whilst driving. I don't want that kind of attention, and they didn't look like paparazzi. Man's wearing niqab. Don't know why they took my car pic either. Its back bumper has. Yeah, sometimes you don't know. It just might. Sometimes what happens is, you know what they do? Just number plates. Just be careful of that. So there might be a car which they've got a stolen car, and they want a number plate, another number plate. So they just want to use that. So they might just take the pic and then just make themselves a number plate like that number plate. So that's another thing they did. I remember they did it with like one of my friend's cars. They actually stole his number plates. Yeah, they came, they picked off his number plates and went. And then they use it for like petrol stations scams. They go there, fill up without paying drive off. But yeah, inshallah you'll be protected, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Many legal and ethical questions surrounding has this become a discussion? Yes, it slowly is now. Scholars are starting to discuss about AI, and it is now. I mean, have you seen the new AI that can write a whole khutbah for you, a whole talk? Allahu Akbar. It can actually, very good writing. It can write anything you want to write, it'll write. So you can write articles, you can write, I don't know, vlogs or blogs and transcripts of things. I'm on lesson 30, Ajwa Wawi. After these self lessons, which lessons should I start? Step-by-step guidance is requested. So do the Ajurumiyah. Yeah, I would say do the Ajurumiyah, inshallah, next. You drive automatic. Oh, you drive automatic. And so in automatic, don't you have like what kind of automatic is it? Is it DSG, where you can actually use manual as well? Or some automatics that have like number 1, number 2, number 3, where you can put into 1, 2, or 3, and that will keep you in that gear. Anjum alaikum assalam. Following on from your answer about insurance, do you mean all types of insurance companies like car insurance, etc.? Yes. Yeah, insurance in essence is not allowed in Islam. Yeah, because of multiple. There's about 3 or 4 reasons why insurance is problematic. So having a job in an insurance company, if it's involved in the insurance itself, the deal itself, then it's not allowed. But if it's something which is not directly associated to that contract itself, then it should be okay. Does the local law override the Sharia when they are in conflict, such as outlawing polygamy? Outlawing polygamy does not go against Sharia, because Sharia even says that if people can't be just, then only one. So even the Sharia says that if people can't be just, then only one. So if there's a country that has seen that people are abusing this right and not treating their wives fairly, they can put restrictions. So these are called like taqeed. It's restricting a particular law that Allah has already mentioned. Mullah, that's just self-inflicted harm. I wouldn't surprise if they start replacing imams or masjid with AI in certain countries. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna see some new things coming. I'll tell you in the next 10 years, we're gonna see some new challenges. LGBT is gonna be nothing compared to what's gonna come. This is what I think. Best thing for snow, Teddy Field is saying, best thing for snow is locking slip differential. What's that? Are you cycling in the snow? No, never. No cycling in the snow. Assalamu alaikum. Which is a good Aqidah book for layman beginners? The Quran. The Quran is the best Aqidah book. Honestly, I don't know why people ask for Aqidah books when we have the Quran, which is the source of all Aqidah. I have it drives to 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. So 1, 2, 3 is basically your gears. So if you keep it in 1, it stays in 1. When doing tawaf, does it make the tawaf invalid if one faces the Kaaba while doing tawaf? No. So that he does to go, as long as he doesn't turn his body fully. What about facing the Kaaba just with the face? Yeah. So I mean, it's permissible to face the Kaaba as long as you're not totally doing like a 360. Many people have spoken to say once you drive automatic, you won't like manual. 100%. I agree with that. Put me down for that. Can't wait for self-driving cars so I can sleep in the What's the fun in that, yar? What's the fun, man? You gotta drive. You gotta have this driving. Which Quran translation? I would say the translation that would be easy for people to follow would be something like um, Quran translation, Gracious Quran, the Gracious Quran, or even something like Mufti Taqi Usman Noble Quran. Very easy to understand translations. Are you a sheikh? I've graduated from madrasa, yes. Which town in the UK? Not a town, a city in the UK. So it's called Birmingham. What makes driving so much more fun? Jazakallah khair for your last answer, Sheikh. I wanted to ask that I have learned that Jummah khutbah should be done in Arabic and English separately beforehand. Is there an issue praying somewhere where they do English? That's fine. Totally fine. Salam. Is the new Asufa online course produce the same quality ulama as on site? Is the syllabus the same? So the syllabus is going to be quite intense. It's going to be very, very similar to the full time one that we have. So we have a full time, we have part time. This is going to be in the middle. Yeah. So the full time one is obviously 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours a day, and the part time one is 6 hours a week, and then this new one that's going to come, the online one, that's going to be 15 hours a week, which is 3 hours a day. So it's in between. So the quality is going to be very good. It's going to be much better than the part time quality. Where they do English and Arabic together in a khutbah. LG HTV with HDMI, mine broke fuse. Inna lillah. Salam. Can I switch from traction control? Can I switch off traction control? If you just say the kalima before you do that. Just say the full kalima and do all your tawbahs and pay for your debts. Assalamu alaikum Yasin. Ahla wa sahla, mashallah. Maulana Yasin, long time no see, my brother from Ahla wa sahlan from South Africa. I feel like speaking in South African accent, you know? That even I know that didn't come out well. Americans are slowly sitting there like giggling, saying, look, he even makes fun of South African accent. What are the best English translations of the Quran? I haven't gone through all the translations to give you. What I would say is, look, there is no perfect translation ever. There will never ever be a perfect translation because you can never ever translate any language 100% and keep all of the language together. You can never do that. You always lose elements. So what I would say is it all depends upon like what kind of English you're used to, right? So if are you used to old English, Mamadou Pictels, or something like or you want some bit more modern translation, like for example Gracious Quran or Noble Quran or Mufti Usmani, something like that. Easy Quran. Birmingham Sharif. That's it. Bramid. Can we eat prawns? Yes. Have you or anyone read the Quran beheld by Sheikh? No, I haven't. I know a few people that have read it and are very close to Sheikh Nuh Hamim Kella and have said that it's very, very good. However, there's no, from my understanding, there is no translation that is perfect at all. No one's. It's because it's not possible. When I teach my students balagha or when I teach them Quranic Arabic, I always like tell them to read a translation and then check how the translation has not been able to capture a specific word or a phrase. That's why if you want to know the science of translations, what I would definitely suggest, there's a course you can join by a Sheikh Dr. Suhaib Saeed from Scotland. He does an online one. I think it's free to join. You contact him, and he basically goes through a translation, and he's editing it. So he goes through everyone. He shows how he translates. Is it true the English khutbah talk before Jummah is bid'ah? No, it's not true. This has become a driving Q&A. That's it, man. It's evolution. It's the evolution. Yusuf Tariq, wa alaikum assalam. I hope you are well. Ahla wa sahla, my brother Yusuf. Ahla wa sahla. How are you, my brother? How is the beautiful baby? What is the ruling of an imam who sits on a chair for sajda whilst leading musallin who are? So according to Hanafis, it wouldn't be allowed. Yeah, so if an imam cannot do ruku and cannot do sujood on the ground correctly, then he's not allowed to lead people who can do it. Yeah. Are we allowed to pay debts bought by debt collectors? So how does it explain to me how it exactly works? Mufti Zaman driver school. You know what? I would love that. Like teaching someone how to drive and then recording and putting on YouTube. Have you seen some of those YouTube channels that do that? I like Professor Abdul Hakim translation. Yeah, Professor Abdul Hakim translation is quite good as well. Yeah, it's very easy to follow. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. You missed my question. What is the Hanafi hukum on the sajda by football players? Yes, it's fine. It's fine. Because Abu Hanifa doesn't consider sajda shukr to actually be a sajda in and of itself. It's just like an act of sort of like gratitude. That's all it is. So it's not part of salat, basically. You don't need wudu for it. In fact, some even say you don't even need to face the qibla for it. So that's why it wouldn't be considered to be a problem. On the online Alimiya, are all the books finished completely? I don't know because this is the first time they're doing it. Yeah, on site, in the full time, they're not all completed. A lot of them are completed. Sheikh, I've heard some issues about going for Umrah or Hajj whilst you having a debt that you are currently paying off. Is this correct? Meaning that you should prioritize your debts first of all before you go. Yeah, you should prioritize your debts. But if you were to do Hajj and Umrah, it would be accepted. But you should always prioritize your debts before anything. Salaam alaikum. Recently saw on news a person drove their car in a river and died. The bridge had been washed out from the flood 1 year or so, but not updated on GPS provider system who is liable. Ajib. Inna lillah. So I mean they would, from Islam point of view, they wouldn't be liable. Yeah, that would simply just be in a case of just natural occurrence. There was no basically foul play there, right? So if that ever does happen to a person, possibly, someone might say it could be compared to the masala of a man who digs a hole in the middle of a public road and then someone dies in there. He just pays like a bit of money. So maybe the GPS company, it all depends on the terms and conditions that they have when you sign up to it. What are the terms and conditions? Sheikh Noor has a fantastic book called See Without Shore. It's really nice, one of my favorite books, especially the first section of 5 awliya he knew personally, Sheikh Abdul Wakil and Sheikh Adil. Okay. So who was Sheikh Abdul Wakil and Sheikh Adil? Tell us about them. We are so close to 100k, inshallah. Allahu Akbar. We are very close, my brother. Okay, let's check out some of these questions on here. See what the people are saying. Bridge to eternity. Can I contact you via DM? I don't really maintain this Instagram page. I just do the live streams on here. You can email me. Email should be on the description. I'll just put it here. learningdeen@gmail.com. That's my email that you can email me at, or on my personal social media pages. Okay, view on celebrating birthdays allowed, no cake. Yes, it's allowed. If a person reads extra in salah, is sajda sahu necessary, i.e. in witr, isha, if one was to recite another surah after qunut? No, it wouldn't necessitate. It wouldn't necessitate sajda sahu, because sajda sahu is only necessitated when a wajib is delaying of a wajib. Yeah. And the ruku is not something which is wajib after the qunut. Do you remember You've Been Friend? Oh yes, I used to love that. I used to wish I want to make a video. When I was young, my dad had a big video camera, and I used to want to make like a funny video and then send it there and get like £100 or something. I remember there was like some amount of money they'll send you, isn't it? And now everyone on YouTube Like, you've been framed is over now. Now everyone's putting them up. Can a person who wears hearing aids lead the prayer? Yes. So basically, a deaf person is allowed to pray, lead the prayer. Can we have Amir on the stream? Can we have Amir on the stream? I don't know who Amir is. Is it haram to give ourselves the nickname Haywan, seeing Allah has made us insan? No, it wouldn't be haram. Smash the likes. Ahlan wa sahlan, smash the likes. Amir, the bank who gave the original loan was unable to collect the debt. So a third-party debt collector buys the debt for pennies on the dollar. Yeah, so that's not allowed. That's what hedge funding is about. So in the UK, we have it's called hedge funds, where a company, a third-party company, will actually buy debts off another company. This is not allowed. It's impermissible. Now, if someone else tells someone else to collect their debt on their behalf, then obviously you'd have to pay them. But for them to legally take that money or make that transaction of buying a debt, that's a riba, that is. Mufti Sahib's driving school, you are placing the hands in the makruh position. That maneuver is haram. It is wajib to follow the speed limit. Choose a mubah lane. Allahu Akbar. I like that one. Yes, you know me already. And you gotta, what's my school gonna be called? What am I gonna have on the banner on top? Shay, what's your favorite part of studying the Alimiyah course? My favorite part of studying the Alimiyah course is sitting with my teachers. That is my favorite part. Wa alaikum assalam, Masir Ali, ahlan wa sahlan. I am very well, thank you very much, my Hyderabadi brother. How are you? What is the latest in America? Are you guys happy that England are out of the World Cup? What's the ruling on studying mantiq? Permissible. Same as the ruling on studying mathematics. How would you help someone figure out what they want to do in general and more specifically after studies? So you just kind of get to know them, what they like, what they kind of like, what their habits and what their interests are, and then you guide them that way, I would say. He mentioned about Sheikh Abdul Wakil Sheikh Noor and his things stolen, and he visited Sheikh Abdul Wakil when he told him. He empathized about, but did little else. When Sheikh Noor headed out, Sheikh Abdul Wakil walked him out, and when they were out of sight of others, he handed him some money. Oh, subhanallah. Zapman driving school. Zapman. All right. That's a nice name. I like that. Zapman. Sounds futuristic. So are we supposed to pay the debt now? Yes. They are trying to collect from me. I mean, Islamically, you'd have to pay. The debt is something. So you can say that one company has made the other company a wakil to collect debt, and legally that's a legal thing, that is. But it's just between them. Selling the debt to each other is impermissible. So you would still have to pay the debt off. He empathized. Choose a mubah lane. That's too funny. Many people are named after 99s of Allah. Did any of the prophets or Sahaba have such names? I don't know all the Sahaba's names. There was about over 100,000 of them. Unfortunately, I don't know all those names. But there may have been many of them who were very similar to those names, yeah. Because obviously many of Sahaba would have had names before they actually became Sahaba. You know what I'm saying? So they had names before they became Sahaba. Right. I don't want football. Allah, good. You like me. You like me then. Which Shaykh teacher influenced you the most now? I don't know. I mean, difficult to say. Sometimes Mufti Taqi Usmani. Sometimes I listen to his advice, his talks. Sometimes Mufti Khalid Saifullah Rahmani. Sometimes him. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe some of the Arab scholars in the Arab world. Yeah, it all differs depending on what I'm reading. Apologies, Sheikh, for constantly asking about the online, but are those who graduate from the online Alimiyah class as the same as the Alim? Inshallah, they should be. Inshallah. Barakallah feekum, you're welcome. Sorry, I don't watch football or soccer. You have to ask him what student influenced him the most. That's it, my brother. Okay, Sheikh, please answer. Okay, is there a dalil for celebrating birthdays? So there doesn't need to be a dalil for celebrating. There has to be a dalil for why not to celebrate. Yeah, so you have to say why. Like, is there a dalil for not having bank holiday? Having bank holiday. Is there a dalil for celebrating someone graduating from university? Is there a dalil for someone, anything like that? So there doesn't have to be a dalil for everything. Like, is there a dalil to say that we're allowed to eat vegetables? No. The rule is there has to be a dalil to say we can't eat them. So in the Quran, Allah has said everything by default is halal. خَلَقَ لَكُم مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا. Everything in the universe is halal for us, except for those things that have been made haram. So in the Quran, has Allah anywhere said in the Quran that birthdays are haram? No. Has the Prophet ﷺ in the Hadith ever said that birthdays are haram? No. So if Allah has not said that birthdays are haram, if the beloved Prophet ﷺ has not said birthdays are haram, even if the Sahaba have never said birthdays are haram, where are we getting this idea that birthdays are haram? So you tell me. I want to ask you. Yeah, where is it? So you can only get haram from Allah and the Prophet ﷺ and Sahaba, isn't it? You can't get haram from like our pockets. So this is why it's very important for us to be careful when we're kind of trying to find what is halal, what is haram. If you follow a scholar and he says to you it's impermissible birthdays, then don't do birthdays. But if you're going to go shopping and you're going to say, I'm going to ask all the scholars and then try to ask them what their all reasons are and try to figure out myself, don't do that. That's just silly. That's right. You got some illness and you want to go to 100 doctors and find out, okay, what did everyone say, and then try to figure out yourself. By the time you figure out who's right, you're going to end up dead. Okay. This is no offense to you, my brother Arsok. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Arsok. Okay. Is the online Alimiya course at As-Sufa just for first year students or for people who have studied for first year from beginners? Yeah. He mentioned, so it's from first year, but it's going to obviously then continue hopefully until all the years. He mentioned also once someone came to sit with Sheikh Abdul Wakil and said to him, Ya Sheikh, Rasulullah gives you salam, to which he replied, you liar, you liar. Later Sheikh Nu asked him how he was lying, as it didn't look like he wanted something. So Sheikh Abdul Wakil said, because I know how I am. Allahu Akbar. Humbleness. So what's the hukum of having a cake and making special food on a day? So what's the dalil for not having it, basically? What does Imam Hanifa say? Imam Hanifa doesn't say anything about birthdays. Imam Malik does not say anything about birthdays. Imam Shafi does not say anything about birthdays. So all these guys never ever talked about birthdays. But I don't know, some sheikh has said birthdays are haram. Is it permissible to have water balloon fights with children? Is that not wasting water? Yes, it's permissible to have it, but your person should not be extravagant in there. Yeah, because water in itself you're not really wasting, because the water is going to go into the ground, isn't it? It's going to disappear into the ground anyway. But if the water is being bought for a high amount of money and then you're wasting like that, you're buying bottles of water and spilling it, then that would be wrong. If a Hanafi skips witr, they'll be sinful, but if a Shafi does, they won't be. Therefore, will only a Hanafi punish? Now, so this basically, what this basically is in reference to is how you follow Allah's law. So Allah has said to us in the Quran, "Fas'alu ahla dhikr." You ask the scholars. So now, when you're going to ask the scholar, if you're asking the scholar a question, the scholar's giving you an answer, and you're not following the answer, that means you're following your own desire ultimately, right? Because Allah tells you to follow a scholar. You found a scholar, you've asked the scholar, answer, scholar's giving you an answer, but you still go against what he says for no reason. If you got your own dalil, that's fine. If you don't have your own dalil, then you are technically going against Allah's instruction. That's where the problem lies. That's what it means, taqleed. You follow the expert's ruling. Now Allah is going to decide on the day of judgment whether you'll be punished or not. We can't decide that, but theoretically we would say that you're disobeying Allah's instruction. Actually, here's a better question. What's the hukum of going to someone's house for a cake? Allah. What's the hukum for even thinking about going to someone's house for a cake? After Sheikh Abdul Wakil passed away, he saw him in a dream like a huge mountain. Many years after Sheikh Abdul Wakil passed away, some told Sheikh Nu that Sheikh Abdul Wakil was from the Ahlul Bayt. MashaAllah. Qiyas or dalalat al-nas, maybe that can establish haramness. Hurma. Depends. If it's cheesecake, I won't be attending. Thank you very much. Because cheesecake, yeah, it's made of cheese and it's made of cake as well. So when you put cheesecake together, you know what happens. Regarding the birthday issue, some scholars say due to the tashabbuh it's not allowed. What's your opinion? So again, I would say, look, if you're going to say birthdays are not allowed because it's resembling non-Muslim practices, so I want you to write down for me all the non-Muslim practices that we're already imitating, and tell me whether you do them or not. Yeah. So, do you have Mondays and do you have Saturdays and Sundays off? Because non-Muslims have that day off, and you say, yeah, I have those days off. Well, we're imitating non-Muslims then. Okay. When you drive on the roads, do you drive on the left-hand side? Yeah. Okay. When you drive your car, do you put a fragrance inside your car? Yeah, we do. Okay, that's non-Muslims. Most likely copy non-Muslims. So there's a whole list of imitation things that we do in our life. That's imitating non-Muslims. Imitation is not the problem. The problem is certain types of imitation. Imitations which are madhmoom imitations. Those are the things that the fuqaha say are wrong. So this is why when people ask me this question, I just say to them, why is imitation wrong? It's not imitation in and of itself. It's actually because of something else. Okay, how would you answer the one who asked regarding influence of musical instruments, but Israfil has blown trumpet? Allah, Israfil. I don't do taqleed of Israfil, my brother. I don't follow the madhab of Israfil. I follow the madhab of Imam Abu Hanifa. Okay, so Sheikh, who would you say has been your favorite teacher during your times? I would definitely say my Ustaz Sheikh Thaqib is probably my most influential teacher. I spent about 7 years privately studying with him. So he was definitely one of the most, and I'm still kind of like, always making dua for him, like nearly every day making dua for him. What should parents do when school does nativity plays and the children are supposed to take part? Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? I don't have any children myself, so I don't really kind of know about that. But I would say, as long as you teach your children that Jesus is not God, Jesus is a prophet. And we believe in prophets, we respect prophets. But again, obviously, a Muslim school wouldn't have these kind of things. This is just one of the negative points of, unfortunately, having to live in the West or not having enough say in what happens in your schools. I have heard that water is a gift from Allah. Is this true? Everything is a gift from Allah, my brother. Air is a gift from Allah. Time is a gift from Allah. Sheikh Abdul Wakil would always do many of his deeds in secret, but the book he helped Sheikh Noor, Reliance of the Traveler, has become so famous. Yeah, I benefited a lot from Reliance of the Traveler. Yeah, although it's like a Shafi book, it had a lot of Hanafi positions in there as well. A lot of terminology that helped me a lot. What is a Sufi and what is Sufism? I don't know what a Sufi is. If you can tell me what a Sufi is, you can Google it, inshallah. If you Google it, you can probably find out. Couldn't make a difference between non-Muslim practices that are specifically for religion and things that are basically urf, not based on religion. But couldn't you make a difference between non-Muslim practices that are specifically for religion? Yeah, okay, that's a good way. Yeah, you can say those that are specifically religious based are madhmoom, are dispraised, and the other ones are fine. Assalamu alaikum. Sometimes one encounters people that want to know why we use the name Allah for the Creator. Any suggestions on it, imparting a definition to help with this? Easy answer is because Allah has called himself Allah. Yeah. Allah has called himself Allah, and that's that. And the other answer is whatever name you are going to give Allah, as long as that name is befitting for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then that name is allowed. So any name that is not befitting for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so like Allah in the Quran says, قُلِ ادْعُوا اللَّهَ أَوْ ادْعُوا الرَّحْمَنَ, call Allah or call Rahman. Whichever name you call, He has all the beautiful names. Is it time to sleep, Sheikh? Yes, it is time to sleep, my brother Aman. Kanda, if you don't mind me asking, do you not have children by choice? No, it's from the qadr of Allah. Mufti Menk said that the concept of celebrating birthdays comes from paganism. What do you make of it? Allah knows. Then, Thursday is from paganism. You know why? Because it's called Thor's Day. They used to believe in the god Thor. Yeah, Thor as a god. So that also comes from paganism as well. So there's lots of things in the calendar, lots of things in the days of the week. There's lots of words in English that comes from paganism. So now, does that mean if anything has a history of paganism, we're not allowed? Like Makkah has a history of paganism. Yeah, in Makkah, aqiqah, the practice of aqiqah that you do of a baby after 7 days, that has a basis in paganism. So, so Allah knows. Maybe Mufti makes that's his personal position on this. Maybe if you want to follow that position, Kanda, then by all means you can follow that position. Walima. Walima. You want to have a walima? Once it was a difficult time in Jordan, and Sheikh Adil asked Sheikh Noor if he was in need. Sheikh Noor said chickens, and Sheikh Adil got them for him. Sheikh Noor later found out that he took a debt to get the chickens for Sheikh Noor. Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. It's okay. You have students and you can call them your children. Yeah, definitely. I got loads of students. I got loads of student kids. I got loads of student kids. So you guys are all my kids, yeah? You guys got to go earn for me. You better all of you guys go and earn for me, yeah? And bring back your salaries. Bring back your salaries, your wages to me. Even if someone doesn't study a book completely, then when they teach, can they only teach what they can teach the full book? Yeah, they can teach the full. As long, I would say, it depends on what kind of book it is. So something like Hidayah, for example, I would say they would need to study at least once they get the hang of how Hidayah works, then they can teach the rest of it. But definitely they need to study all of it, I would say. It's a very complex book. Anyway, Instagram, I am gonna go from there. So Instagram guys, take care. If you want to join, come on YouTube. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Or you can give me an ijaza and I can inherit from you. Allah Akbar, right. Papa, Hyderabadis are too quick. Hyderabadis, you gotta be one eye open with Hyderabadis. They always got an answer in their pockets. Sheikh Abdul Wakil and Sheikh Adil were my favorite biographies of 5 Sheikh Noor. I wanna try to get that book, inshallah. I read it again some time ago just because of how beautiful the personalities he mentioned were. Did you say that cakes are not allowed during birth temperature? Sorry, I didn't quite hear. No, I didn't say that. Right, let's check out some Curious Cat then. Okay, Curious Catties. If I purchase an item online and did not request a return, but they mistakenly refund me for the item, do I have to return the amount? You should contact them for inquire about it. Yeah, so if someone has sent you money, it's basically an amana. You're not allowed to use it. It's not your property. Assalamu alaikum. If someone receives money from their parents to spend on things like groceries, do they need to pay zakat on this? Is zakat income based? The person in question does not make any money of their own. Salam, how much savings do they have? I guess if parents are giving someone money to buy groceries, that means they don't have any savings. Okay, Sheikh, I had a dream. Look, guys, if you guys are gonna ask me your dreams, you have to tell me who you are. You have to tell me your background. You have to tell me your situation. Dreams are associated with a lot of these things. So I will to know more about who you are to interpret. Yes, I need to know more about who you want to interpret, basically. It's like a doctor. You go to a doctor. When you send a message to a doctor and say, I've got a pain in my stomach, what should I do? The doctor's not going to just say to you, right, this is the solution for it. The doctor's going to ask. Okay. Wait, what could you spend the whole day talking about? Allah. Your thoughts on Mabadi al-Usul with the tahqiq of Sheikh Abdul Majid Turkmani I haven't seen it yet. And so I wouldn't be able to talk about it. I've seen Mabadi Rasul, but I haven't seen his comments on there. Yeah. Walaikum salam. What is your idea of living balanced view Islam? This phrase is thrown around a lot of modern Muslims, and no one seems to be able to define it. I don't know. I think, you know, hmm. So I think what tends to happen with people is people think that you have to define something from the ground up, which is not the case. Like Sahaba never defined life from the ground up when Islam came to them. They just lived the same life that they were living, but they just adjusted certain things in their life. That's all they did. Like 10% of the things in their life, 5% of the things in they just adjusted and lived the way they were living. So when people say what's a balanced view of Islam, I think they're trying to think that you have to knock down everything and you have to restart everything again. No, and that isn't a natural way of following Allah's religion. A natural way is just live your life and learn about the basics of Islam, and you'll naturally know how to live a balanced life. Learn the Quran, read the Quran translation, sit with a scholar, learn the Quran, understanding the meaning of it, and you'll understand what a balanced life is. Yeah. But if you're gonna think to yourself, right, what's the balanced life of how to get up in the morning? What's the balanced way of having breakfast? What's the balanced way of going to work? What's the balanced way of speaking with your colleagues? What's the balance? You're gonna live your whole life reorganizing your entire life again. Doesn't seem natural to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Why is it that people have this kind of question? I personally think it's because they've never lived in a Muslim culture society before, so they think they like became practicing Muslims in a vacuum. Yeah. What do you guys think? You're yeah. So that's basically. Okay, to clarify, back up. Okay, please pray for me. I am very sick now. May Allah give you shifa. Guys, make dua for our brother Zed Melor. May Allah give him shifa kamil and give him ease and give him sabr in these times. If someone gives your child money as a gift, can you use it on groceries for the family? I mean, yes. In a way, yes. I mean, if it's bil ma'ruf, yeah, like they say, bil ma'ruf, in a way that's not abusing the child's ownership, yeah, then it'd be permissible. For zakat, can the mukallaf decide whether to use the gold or silver nisab? Why are there two nisabs? So there were two nisabs simply because there were two currencies in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And then over the years, like recently, those currencies have become obsolete, and now you have notes. So that's why there was two currencies. So the mukallaf, technically they should follow the one that is the silver one they should follow. But in times of, so depending on certain times, then gold one can be taken as well. So it all depends on the person's situation. To clarify, is it permissible to celebrate birthdays? Yes. And are there any specific activities which haram? Just the same activities that you can't do in any sort of celebration that you have. So National Day, Independence Day, Thanksgiving Day, any sort of like celebration, someone engagement day, people get engaged and have like a celebration. These are things that are just urf. So any prohibitions in those are the same prohibitions that act in birthdays. Banquet to assemble, to feast, to eat cake, food, etc. Walima you use to get my jokes. Banquet to assemble, to feast. Oh, you know what, bro? You have your jokes because you haven't been feeding us your jokes often. We've kind of like we've become alienated to your jokes, so you have to kind of wean us back into it. Sheikh Noor said he would often get stopped at the airport as it was at the time Ikhwanis were big and he was a foreigner. He told his Sheikh Abdul Rahman Shagori, who said to him, read Al Kursi. Sheikh Noor said they never stopped him after except when he would forget reading it. Allahu Akbar. Are men required to conceal the shape of their bodies by wearing loose clothing? They should not wear very tight clothing. Yeah, they shouldn't wear very tight clothing. So extremely tight, which can show the private area, especially the private area. Junaid, ahla wa sahla wa alaikum assalam. Is it permissible for a man to wear a platinum ring? So technically men are not allowed to wear any jewelry unless its primary function is something else, like a watch or glasses, something of that nature. The ring has been exempted because this is something which the Prophet ﷺ wore, so out of imitation for him, scholars have allowed it, later scholars have allowed it. I personally would say that men would be allowed to wear platinum rings, I would say, because it's not now as a ring in itself. It's more like something which is just it's not a piece of jewelry anymore. It's more of it's symbolic, like of a marriage or something like that. But yeah, I would say there is scope for it, but Allah, I know other scholars wouldn't allow it. They would only say silver. Do you accept the difference between Sunnah al-Zawaid and Sunnah al-Huda? Yes, I mean, a lot of the books mention it. Alaikum assalam. What is the status Ibn Battuta in Muslim academia? Allah knows. I don't know. I haven't really studied much of his works. Is speaking against the Muslim rulers completely haram in Hanafi fiqh? No. Yeah, in fact, it's in Hadith you can speak against them. Yeah, as long as if they are oppressive, then you can speak against them. Yeah, oppressive ones. أفضل الجهاد كلمة حق عند سلطان جائر. The Prophet said the best jihad is speaking the truth in the face of a tyrant ruler. Sheikh Noor said he read somewhere the mark of a true man on the path is to produce money from thin air. He became worried and told Sheikh Abdul Wakil, who said the true mark of a man of the path is for money to leave him and his heart remains unchanged. Allahu Akbar. That's a nice one, that is. Sheikh, is the course of Arabic to English or is Urdu learnt as well? No, just Arabic to English. So why do you teach? Why do you teach a Sufa? What makes you choose it? It chose me. So as soon as I graduated, that was the place that actually gave me an offer of a job, and so that was 2009. So since 2009, I've just been teaching there. I've got other offers at other places afterwards, but I turned them down. Are men encouraged to dress in a simpler manner rather than being dressed to impress? Everyone is encouraged to dress in a humble manner. Yeah, definitely. Sheikh Noor asked Sheikh Abdul Wakil, so of someone trying to steal from you, what would you do? And Sheikh Abdul Wakil said, I smack his head. Allah, that is a proper awliya's jawab. Mike Tyson awliya. Mike Tyson had this as a saying, isn't it? That everyone has a plan until they get punched in their face. When I heard that, I thought that is just bang on. That's just an experienced man's answer. That is. Right. Anyway, I have finished all of my answers. Wah wah wah. जवाबात खत्म हो चुका है और अभी आराम का वक्त आया है. आराम करने का वक्त. What are the steps you took after completing Alamiya course and seeking knowledge? I didn't take any steps, but just any opportunity I get to benefit from scholars, I take it. Can someone hide from his wife how much he really earns? Yes. You don't have to disclose to your wife how much you earn. Yeah, it's your wealth. And she doesn't have to disclose to you how much she earns. It's her wealth. All right. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful time. As you can see, I am wrapped up nice and warm. I'm still feeling a bit of pains in my body. I'm gonna make myself some haldi tea and have a drink of that and then have some rest, inshallah. What advice would you give to someone in the middle of their hifz journey? I have not done my hifz. I haven't done hifz. So I wouldn't be able to comment best, but I did memorize about 4 or 5 juz of the Quran. I would say when you're memorizing the Quran, it is the best thing you can ever do on the face of the earth, because Allah's words, and there's no being that is greater than Allah. But the biggest challenge is obviously steadfast. So being steadfast in memorizing the Quran is a very hard thing. You always have to every day beg Allah, stay away from sins, beg Allah to keep you steadfast on the path. That would be the biggest thing, because sinning is just the total antithesis of memorizing the Quran, and that will easily take you away from the Quran. Can you suggest any research topics for graduates? Yeah, you can research like what is taqwa, what is sabr, what is iman, what does it mean to ponder over the Quran, what are the attributes of Sahaba that I mentioned in the Quran, what hadith were, what are the unique attributes of hadith of the people of Mecca, of Medina. So there's lots of topics. Choose one and start doing it, and then slowly doors of topics will open up to you. You later said that wearing thobes is purely cultural, but I see an effective way to dress humbly and to conceal the shape of the body. So I would say that wearing thobe is very practical. Alhamdulillah, my brother. If that's what you think, then that makes sense. You're welcome, Muhammad Abdullah. Jazakallah khair for your answers. You're welcome, AC. May Allah give you relief. Ameen. Ameen. Jazakallah khair. Sheikh Abdul Wakil once was leading the prayer in a big gathering and did Sajda Sahu. Sheikh Nur said he didn't see anything amiss. And Sheikh Abdul Wakil said in the Hanafi madhab, if you pause for too long, you need Sajda Sahu. Even though he was Shafi, I think this was the just remembering from memory. I see. Gist. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. You, mashallah, you got, I must say, you can remember these kind of stories. I have a bad memory when it comes to remembering stories and jokes. I can't remember them. Top one Basri, second Kufi. You previously not likely, previously little, don't know. Would you recommend a Saudi uni to seek knowledge as a Hanafi? I don't know. I mean, I know many of my friends who have studied in Medina University, and I think it's all about people who go to Medina University. If they are not firmly like understanding of what they're going to study there, it's easy for them to get caught up in all this Salafi polemics. That's what can happen. But if someone is firm and understanding, they've got their, what their aim and mission is to study over there, then they don't get caught up in all these arguments and debates. They understand the concept of ikhtilaf and they respect their teachers and so forth. Barakallah fiqh, Sharif. Ahlan wa sahlan. It's always nice to. I hope you're well. Hope everything works going well as well. And America's going well, and your Arabic studies are going well as well. Is wearing ihram compulsory during Umrah? I feel nervous about it. Yes. So if you don't wear it, basically, then you have to basically give a penalty for not wearing it. And I've done a video on it. I've done a video. It's called Crash Course of Hajj and Umrah on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. Don't worry, inshallah, you'll be okay. Yeah, it's nervous in the beginning, but once you know how to tie it, all other men are going to be wearing it. You'll be fine. Wa alaikum assalam. Ishaq, ahlan wa sahlan. I am trying to fundraise for a charity, but I am very far from my target. Do you have any advice or tips? Yeah, put it onto all of your social media. One by one, speak to your contacts. So if you speak to your family members personally, send them a personal message. You'll see a lot of people open up. Yeah, and make dua as well. Nice Dobi mashallah. Where did you get it from? This is actually sent to me from America. Yeah, this is actually sent to me from America. I had 3 hats that were sent to me. Mashallah. So one of my YouTube subscribers sent them to me. So a very nice gift from them. May Allah bless them. The hat is actually going to be wide now. I need to, I think, wash it maybe. And when you wear a hat for too long, it becomes too wide. Any new books? Actually, I think I have some new books, but I've just been so busy. Last week I was doing some DIY at home, some plastering, and today I was doing some other work. So totally can't remember where I put my books, the new books I've got. I will try to find. Oh, this is actually a book. Let me show you this book. This is an old book. This is a Muqaddimah, Sharh Muqaddimah Muslim by one of the teachers in our madrasa, Mufti Nizamuddin Shamzai. So Imam Muslim had written a short treatise on Usul Hadith, very, very basic. And this was from Mufti Nizamuddin Shamzai. So Mufti Nizamuddin Shamzai basically what used to be the teacher who taught Bukhari in Banuri town. And unfortunately he was killed, assassinated outside of his house coming to class. So anyway, he compiled this. So I don't think he wrote it himself. It was actually from his lessons. It was compiled and he went over it. Yeah, so he was a very thorough scholar, mashallah. Yeah, so this is Sharh. It's in Urdu. It's in Urdu. Yeah. Yeah, when I was studying Muqaddimah Muslim, I benefit a lot. Nice scarf. Jazakallah khair. Ameen. Ameen. Yeah, this is a scarf that I bought. I can't remember where I bought it from. Yeah. It's a nice warm scarf. This keeps my neck nice and warm so the wind doesn't get in. Any tips to reduce sleep? I want to be satisfied with only 4 hours. It's going to be very difficult unless you really cut down on your food, you really cut down on your activities, you don't do too many strenuous activities. It's very hard. I mean, I wouldn't really advise someone to deliberately try to cut down their sleep unnecessarily, because it's unhealthy for your health as well. It's really going to catch up to you. Sleep is a good thing, so have sleep. Allah has created the night for sleep as well. Sahaba went to sleep for, like, they used to go to sleep after Isha and wake up like an hour or two before Fajr. So they used to have good sleep, 6 hours sleep or so, 7 hour maybe sleep. So it's a good thing. But if you want to cut down on your sleep, you need to train your body into reduced sleep. Healthy food, reduced food, just bare minimum exercise. Dr. Nuruddin Itar used to teach in Saudi at one point. He mentions in his book I'lam al-Anam the well which had najas, forgot name, Buda'a. He saw it before they built structures of it. I see. Bi'ri Buda'a. The one referred to in the hadith about Abu Sayyid al-Khudri, Rasulullah in al-Ma la yunus shay. Bi'ri Buda'a is called. You have mentioned Salafi many times. I follow. Inshallah, next time, Kanda, brother Kanda, come on next time, inshallah, and I will discuss it next week, inshallah. Subhanallah, who killed him? Unfortunately, they don't know. Apparently, they don't know who killed him, but you can tell it was some sort of like some foreign influence, or maybe even the army. So it's a lot of ulama from that madrasa are known to have been assassinated. It's a well-known thing. But it was sad. I was there. I remember that shooting, and I remember exactly the day. And I was going to class, and screams and people running on the streets and gunfire. I could smell the gunpowder, the bullet, the firing. And it was just such a bad day. That was. Nice jump, Jazakallah khair. Where did you get it from? I have no idea. I can't remember. I think I got it from Next, maybe, or River Island, or one of these shops. My face gets dry and sore and breaks out in pimples when I get wetty, and all conventional moisture is applied. Give me a bad reactions. Can I skip the face during wudu? So you find it difficult to put water on your face? Is that what you're saying? You find it get difficult to put water or any type of moisture on your face? What temperature in your place? Very cold. It's -2 degrees Celsius. Yeah, -2 degrees Celsius. Okay, guys, take care, inshallah. I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi